Good day! In this video, I am going to discuss the cultural differences of Japan and Philippines. Based on the media representation and other article we see online, Japan is a really great country with a unique and admirable culture. They have been known as one of the most polite, respectful, and well-disciplined nationals. And these attributes were greatly reflected on their place and people, as we can see how clean and orderly Japan is, and how punctual and considerate Japanese are, especially when we're going to talk about work. In comparison to Philippines, Filipino people doesn't really united to do a certain thing to contribute in the well-being of the community. Some of Filipino people doesn't really care on the other people and other things as long as it does not directly affect their living, which make it very hard to achieve orderliness. One example is the concept of time. Some of the Filipino really make it a habit practicing the concept of Filipino time in which they are being late with reasons of traffic. This characteristic is very undisciplined as you do not consider other people that makes an effort on being punctual, unlike Japanese, which always value other people's time. Aside from that, Japanese people value orderliness, family, and inclusivity in the society. They prioritize interpersonal relation among one another in which result of them having difficulties in reaching out or dealing with other nationalities or strangers. On the other hand, us Filipinos are known for being hospitable in which we always make other national feel welcome and comfortable with us. And this is one of the characteristics we should always be proud of. Personally speaking, I think that the characteristic of both countries was rooted from the education system and religion, as young children in Japan were greatly influenced on what they are seeing on the older ones, as it spared the pride of the parents seeing their young ones grow up with such an honor and respect. While in the Philippines, there's a pass-on culture as what the elder experience should also be experienced by the young ones. For the religion, Japanese do not have written scriptures like the Bible, but they believe and follow their God and other spirits which said to taught them self-discipline. On the other hand, Filipinos have different religion. That's why views and opinion of the local were also diverse. This is just few of the many cultural differences of the country Japan and Philippines, on which we can really see on a workplace. I think the best way to address and manage these cultural differences is just by following 3 simple steps. First is understanding. Having to understand the culture differences and where both of them is coming from will definitely help one another to be open on the idea of having different perspective in work. Second one is compromise. As one another already know their differences, it is time for them to compromise or to adjust, considering what they can do to one another without stepping the line. Lastly is to adapt. It is very common practice in the workplace to adapt with different people including their culture and characteristics. And I think by simple appreciating, sharing, and somehow adapting culture of one another is the best way to address diversity in workplace. As in the end, each one of us are striving to do better in life and wants to achieve a certain goal. And as the saying goes, no man is an island can also be incorporated in cultural diversity in workplace. As for us to improve, do well, and be great, we always have to understand, accept, and learn from one another including cultural differences. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you.